Thank you, Mr. Hariharan. I will try and deserve all those praises you heaped on me in future. Right now, I don't think I do. Anyway, I envy you all to begin with. I have also entered this campus, this compound, without knowing much about cinema. I have stuttered, fallen down, scraped myself, hurt, foraged in this extramural academy called the film industry. It was not formal. It had people who were small-minded who would hold small tricks to their hands. What you have probably perceived, learned, and you're taking to your films in 2 years. It took me 20 years to learn. You have a certificate, a medal. I'm still learning. That's a problem with informal learning. When I met Prasadji, he chose to speak to me in English. I assumed that he must be a BA or something, so I didn't want to be left out of it. So I spoke to him, and till the end we spoke in English. Now, after his demise, I realized that we are both not formally educated. We're cheating each other. Both were good actors. I had the audacity to go and ask my boss whether he'll act in my film, which I was producing. He was a studio owner. And he smiled and asked me, why me? How do you know I'm an actor? I told him of a film where he played antagonist in a film called Drohi. He was surprised that I'd seen it at all. And I think I pleased him. I touched the right nerve there. And he agreed. And for me, that was a learning experience. I chose my guru. Apart from Mr. Balachandar, I had the opportunity of choosing and making him work in my film, and without even him knowing, I learned a lot. And during Ek Duje Ke Liye, which I don't know, I was naive, I thought it's another film. Rameshji came, I even negotiated price for the film, which I'm very embarrassed and shy. I should have just done the film without even talking money. There was a delay because of my demanding the price, because it seemed not right. Then I thought, the penny pinching, why are they doing it? I'm an actor. That's the union mentality in me. They're the bosses, let them pay. And then when I was working in Ek Duje Ke Liye, this speech is going to be a little long, bear with me. I have a lot of nostalgia. So when I went to the location, Mr. Balachandar really works me, makes me sweat, because he knows I like to learn. So that's a very useful animal. So I was a load-bearing animal in that farm, which had other animals, intelligent ones too. So I was there, and he used to make me choreograph because I had that background. And when it was rhythmic movement of trolley, I'll have to do that because he knows rhythm, let him do it. Sometimes when in a budget film we do lightning with the reflectors placed outside in a night scene. We shake it from outside. I've done that too. So there was a particular sequence when Prasadji, I think we were Vijayanagaram, and it's a dilapidated location. This gentleman walked to the location, which didn't have a proper road, climbed up a ladder. I was watching him, and boss was there, and we were doing the work, and I was acting in the shot, and then Rati Agnihotri moved into the frame. I ran out of the frame and pushed the trolley. because it had to be done in time. And he has a habit of doing this if he likes something or he's thinking. So he did this and looked at me and he said, "You deserve it." I don't know what he was talking about. He was thinking about the remuneration. I think that's the greatest compliment I got from a man who understands the value of money. And later on, when that film became much before it became that, he took me to that Dreamland Theatre where it was released. And that was the incident that Rameshji was mentioning to. And he walked and he said, "So clean." I said, "It should be." No, I used to clean it," he said. That dignity of labor, he was a gate man there. I think of Dreamland Cinema. Now, he has risen to a position where he's still the gatekeeper in cinema itself.
Yes.
And this is the arch through which you're entering into cinema, which is mine, yours, and other people. And I like the informality. This is not magic. It has to be learned. Though people think it is magic, it's all practical. The tricks are all practical. So you'll have to learn it. I envy you all. And I like the informality. Someone said that he was allowed to come in his Bermudas or shorts.
Yes.
I like it. I think that's the freedom. And I envy you all more because I wish I had this. I came here to do the Kannada version of Piriya Vidai, that is Bidai. That was my first connection with they produced it, and it was a small budget film. And I was the dance assistant. I got my pay, and it was a very lean month for me. And that 250 rupees I'll never forget. It got me out of trouble. But the biggest payment I've received is Ek Duje Ke Liye itself. It's still running. That meter is still running for me. And when I asked Prasadji that I'd like to shoot my Apurva Sahodarargal in this campus, because we had to, every time we did, it's all in camera. So every time we did an effect, we had to wait for the lab to give us a thumbs up or thumbs down. It's all in camera. So they'll look at it and say, "Do it again." So the tension built up after the first few days of shooting. Then we thought we'd shift our shooting itself to the lab because we can't take the tension anymore. So we shot on the terraces, even on top of this building,
Yes.
where Apu runs on the roof. This is that building that I'm running on. And I asked him permission, and then he used to walk this, and then he patted the 70mm theatre and says, "This is Ek Duje Ke Liye. It's also yours. No bombs, don't break it. But do all your stunts here," he said. And when he was unwell, he was lying down in the studios. That revived him. And that's the kind of man he is. I'm touched, I'm honored. They spoke about me carrying the baton. I don't know whether you could equate that. I had the opportunity of working with him, and like him, I'm fearless. I don't know, like him, whether I'll be successful. This is not success. That is success. The money that Rameshji holds in his hand is not success. Even he knows that. That's why he mentions LVP first and then himself. The humility he must have learned from his father. Because I've had so many stories, including the time when we went to Ek Duje Ke Liye. The film was not yet sold, and he asked me whether you have sold Vishwarupam. and I said, no, I learned from a master, so I'm holding on. So this film was not sold. And he said, I'm going to show the film to a distributor. Would you like to? Where are you in Bombay? I said, yes. So I thought Bombay, the glitz of Bombay, so I'm going to travel in a Mercedes-Benz with the Mr. L.V.Prasad, walk in, watch a film, and it'll be cocktail parties and all those kind of things. And then I landed in his office, and he was alone. There wasn't anybody. It's not a fashionable big office. I was not impressed at the office. And then it was functional. It didn't have the glitz and all that. And then he said, shall we? I said, yes. The film box is here. Then he made me hold one side of it. And I was into bodybuilding. I can't allow an elderly person like him to do that. I said, no, sir, I'll carry it. So I carried the put it in the lift. It came down, and I was waiting for the Mercedes. There was an ambassador. Everything was a letdown for me. The worst part was, he said, I'm going to another projection. This is Mr. Rai, Gulshan Rai. You stay with him, take care of him. If he wants coffee or something, they'll arrange it. You take care of it. There'll be somebody waiting outside, but you just take care, Mehman hai. That's right. Okay, sir. So I sat behind him, biggest distributor. He slept through Ek Duje Ke Liye. And I coughed. I pretended to get up and nudged his chair. I wanted to keep him awake through it. If my performance didn't, at least my antics will. And after the film is over, he asked me, what are you doing now? I said, I was awake. So I said, I didn't say anything. I said, I'm doing films in Chennai. Don't let go of that. He said, that's all he said. So I said, it was a very bad day, and I reported verbatim to Prasadji. So